So a very big hi to all the Behind Words viewers, and today I'm really excited because I'm going to be in conversation with someone who's not just bold and beautiful but is the queen of the wellness industry. She's been inspiring Indian women for over 25 years now, and I have a lot of questions to ask her. Padma Shri, Dr. Vandana Luthra is here with us. Ma'am, it's such an honor to be here with you today because you've been such an inspiration. Just reading about how you took a vision, a thought that was in your head and worked so hard on it with a lot of dedication. And today VLCC is a globally recognized brand when it comes to beauty and wellness. So just tell us about this journey, ma'am.
Well, I would say I'm in a transformation business, but I think it's been quite a transformation journey for me, I would say. From a young mother to an entrepreneur. And also the kind of environment at that time when, where there were hardly any women entrepreneurs, and I decided to sort of pursue my career, and I had the ambition and I had the drive, but I wasn't sure whether I would be successful. But I just thought, I said, let me do something, and I think our little homes that we sort of live in, teaches us all the right things in life, I would say, and it teaches us and gives us a feeling of commitment and builds our self-esteem and also gives us so much of confidence. And somewhere you feel that, okay, we can do it. So probably that's the feeling I got, while taking care of my family and taking care of my in-laws and my children. And convincing them that finally, look, I want to become an entrepreneur. It was very difficult. They accepted it pretty late, but finally they did accept it, which was a great feeling. And because I always felt that whatever I do, I do with good wishes and blessings of elders. I think that's very important. Everything that you start has to start in a very positive and a good way. So it all worked very well, and finally I started VLCC in 1989, and I never looked back after that.
And today, every Indian woman, in fact, not only just Indian women, but globally women look up to you as an entrepreneur, and you've been an inspiration. And just reading your story gives them a lot of, dedication and passion towards what they do. So if there is an advice that you would like to give to women entrepreneurs, what would that be?
Well, the only thing I would say is that, we do the balancing act in our house where we actually we can sort of look after our homes and our place of work. We have that inborn thing that we can balance between the home and our place of work, because I think Indian women are great managers, and how they become great managers is the way they sort of manage their homes. I would say their communication, how they manage in their budgets, how they get their family so close knitted with love, how they raise their kids, how they sort of do everything so beautifully and with perfection. They work for very long hours and don't expect anything. And I think the most important thing about Indian women is that they actually have the art of giving, and without any expectation, which makes them I would say they would become true entrepreneurs and good entrepreneurs. I would say that.
That's lovely. And as you mentioned earlier, the biggest challenge for an Indian woman is to strike that balance between work and home. And that is what the society demands as well. Once you give up on one of it, they don't really consider you a great entrepreneur. So how did you manage to do that, ma'am?
Well, because I believed in my concept. I believed in the business model that I thought I'd created. And I thought that, wellness is actually the true meaning to our lives, and we need to include wellness in our lives and make it a way of life, I would say. So what I actually did, got nutrition, fitness, beauty, everything together under the same umbrella. And what I wanted to give people is actually a healthy life. I wanted them to feel good about what they were doing and feel good about themselves. And most important, I wanted women to actually start believing in what they think is right and building up their self-esteem and making them feel positive, because 60% of our employees in VLCC are women, and my heart pours out to women because I know the kind of hurdles they have to go through. I understand, I connect to them because I've been a housewife for 8 years, and I understand. And even our families expect so much. Even though my husband was he's been very, very supportive, and had he not been there, probably VLCC would have not been there. Let me be honest, because I think your husband is your true companion. So if he supports you, and then there's no looking back. So I had that great advantage. And my children believed in my dreams, which was most important. And had it not been my family's support, I would have not done it. So whatever we do, I think we need to do with the feeling that, okay, we do it with love. And I think love, sharing, caring, I think that's a weapon a woman has. And I think the family can't do without a woman.
That's true.
There's no family which is complete without a woman. So I think woman has everything in her, but she lacks confidence. I don't know why. And we keep harping about women empowerment, but women are already so empowered. I mean, how can a house be managed without a woman? How can a husband even leave for office without a good breakfast, or without somebody caring for him and taking out his clothes? Would the children ever go to school without a mother waking up and actually cooking for the child, or dressing and bathing the child? Yeah, so the woman is a part of, I think, a woman is a creator. So I think I salute to all the women of my country, I would say.
That is so sweet of you. And coming back to VLCC, I think VLCC's approach towards wellness and beauty has always been prevention is better than cure. You always help us with protecting ourselves first rather than disaster management. So what would you like to say about that approach?
Well, I would say prevention is the best cure, because people actually, I don't know why they go to doctors and get into that trap of being obese and getting into different medical ailments. It's so nice to sort of wake up in the morning and just be a bit sporty and a bit of activity. Maybe just in the house, just go up and down the stairs and start your morning with eating good food which is sort of rich in fiber, low in fat, and something which is tasty and delicious. And I feel a woman is like a role model in the house. If the woman is healthy, the family is healthy. So I think this whole thing about wellness, I think, starts from a woman, I would say. And all the more if a woman is actually a health freak, or I'd say is actually into well-being and wellness, the whole house is going to be fit. So I think it's all about the knowledge a woman gets, and I think it's very important for women to connect to a good wellness center or a place where she could gain that knowledge on what to eat. So the emphasis should be more on the quality of food rather than the quantity of food. How to get a meal correct, how to get the best breakfast correct, how to get the lunch correct, how to get the dinner correct, how do we cook that food, how do we make it nutritious for the child. So that knowledge I think a woman needs, and I think she needs to engage herself more and more and actually understand the requirements. So I think this whole thing about wellness starts with the woman and ends with the woman, I would say. So I think it's very, very important to bring this whole thing on wellness, I would say, which is a connectivity between the body, mind and soul. And wellness is all about eating the right food, all about having a healthy lifestyle, all about feeling good, all about looking good, all about being healthy, all about being happy like I am.
Oh. And let me tell you, your happiness is contagious, ma'am. But right now, I think we live in a society where no one has time to actually look into whether they're eating nutritious food. It's all on the go. They just grab whatever they want. The fast food industry is growing. So right now, to the youngsters, if you think there is one fitness or one nutrition advice that you would like to give them, which is a very big concern that they really need, what would that be?
Well, the only thing I would say is, we look at food being bad, junk food being bad. No food is bad. Actually, we make it bad because we overindulge in that food. If we have to overindulge in any kind of food, even if you cook, a food which in the house with lots of ghee and lots of oil or whatever, and lots of sweet and lots of salt, that's also junk, no? So I think whether we eat out or whether we eat at home, we have to eat the right food. And we can't blame food, we've got to blame ourselves. So it's very important, at least for the younger lot of people, to eat food which is nutritious. And I think every nutrient is very important. So all these diets that they go into, I think, where, these high protein and low fat and whatever diets, I think that's very wrong. They should eat healthy food and also be activity is something which is very important. Any form of activity, I would say, whether it's yoga, aerobics or going to the gym, but at least 1 hour of activity I think is very, very important. So I think if this discipline comes into our lives, I don't think there's no looking back. And I think in our country where this adolescent obesity is really growing very, very, very fast. And I think there's a time where, again, I would say mothers are the best counselors. So if the mother has the knowledge, they must explain to the children to eat right, and also make that special effort of, making that extra tiffin or whatever for the child. So the child at least starts the day, or probably opens his lunch and eats healthy food, has a glass of milk before going to school, has 5 almonds, walnut, raisins. These things are very, very important, rather than, just put butter on a toast. This is very unhealthy. So I think basically the children have to be given healthy food, and you can make a food nutritious by actually even a vegetable roti, or rice with vegetables in it, or something which is pizza with whole wheat, something like that, whole wheat pasta. Why not? It's so easy. It's just that we just don't bother. So and also when we buy groceries, it's very important to read the label. So these things are basically tips that I would say that it's very, very important to have knowledge about this. And also I think water is something which a lot of people often forget.
Yes.
I think at least 7-8 glasses of water. I think that's it. And I would say even products, wearing a nice sunblock, very, very important, because they're exposed to sunlight, they spoil their skin. So when I talk about wellness, it's not only about managing weight, it's about the overall personality. It's about the overall look. So you've got to be confident. It's a world of competition. I would say for the younger lot of people that they've got to do things the right way, because I think in today's world, the overall personality plays a very important role. How they project themselves, how positive they are, and how good they look. And good looks don't come with just putting on makeup. You have to be internally, feeling good about yourself. I think all these things are very important. So I would only say that I wish all the children in our country would actually follow the right nutrition and follow the right health tips, because I love children. I think I just want to see a happy, healthier India, I would say.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, and we wish you all the luck and all the success. And I know you're going to be this beautiful forever. So thank you so much for being here today.
God bless you.
Thank you.